Hello everyone. Good morning. Okay, so in the last session, we have started with array list, right? Let me open the Eclipse. Yes. And we discuss about okay how we can simply declare an array list. Generally in Java, we have to follow generic way. Okay. Along with that, we have discussed yesterday different methods. These methods are common method for all the collection interface and their classes. Okay. So we have discussed isEmpty method, add method, how to get the element right, get method, again contains method, and in fact size method. Plus, if you wanted to remove any element, right? So in ArrayList, we have a remove method available. Generally, ArrayList work as per the indexing. That's the reason you can pass here index value, correct? So we have discussed remove method, even clear method. So these are the different methods which are very common. And for every, data structure, I mean, linked list and vector, whatever we will see today, these methods are common for all the classes. Then guys, there are two things like which we have discussed yesterday. When it comes to the, different ways, let's say if you declare any array list, how many different type of the declaration is possible? I mean, you can declare any type of array list. Okay. If it is all string, you can declare all double, all integer. And somewhere one example we have seen in array that if you wanted to create mix of data, right? So integer, character, string, everything should be included. Then such a list you can design as a object type. So remember, these are the what different types of array list which we can declare. And again, it works as per the indexing, so you can perform any operation on that. If you want total size and all, you can capture the same. Okay. And when it comes to the another example like iteration, then we have learned there are three ways to iterate any list. One is simple for loop. Okay, that's a traditional approach. So here you can see this is the basic syntax we have to write. Here we can declare, okay, that I value should be start with 0 as array list is work as per the indexing. Then we have defined, okay, that I value we are iterating up to that size. And then we are just incrementing the value and we are printing that particular value. Correct? What is the next point we have seen? This is all about for each loop. How we can apply for each loop to iterate our array list. And this is how you can follow for each loop. Correct? And third way, which is very interesting, iterator. So few key points you need to remember. What is iterator and where we can follow. In general, iterator, it is an interface in Java, right? So when you follow iterator method, you will get same type of iterator. Means suppose your list is a string type. Then you will get string type of iterator. You need to declare the same. And then you can apply has next and next method. And you can iterate that complete iterator. At this moment, the code which we have written where we have a integer data. And that's the reason, okay? Yesterday we have seen that we have got this integer type of iterator. Then you have to declare it. Apply has next. What is the purpose of has next? Has next will return true if the iteration has more element. So if my list contains data, then I just need to iterate and get the value. So we are printing using next method. That's it. And these topics we have seen yesterday. And last example I have given to you on employee array, right? So example, I'm having separate class. And if you wanted to create this object, right? Employee class object, that is also possible using array list. So you can directly create here multiple objects. Like here we have seen under employee, and we can create an array list of those employee, right? So these are different scenarios that you can perform on array list. Now let me give you one more example today. Now my question is what? Let's say, suppose we are going to declare two lists, okay? Consider I'm having array list 1, let's say AL or A1, and it contains some element 10, 20, 30. And I just want another list to be included. Let's say there are 40 and 50. Two elements are there and this is 80. What I want, I just want this both list, okay? We should merge and we should create our final array list, right? So means I want the final collection should be A1 and A2. Is it possible? Can we create in this manner? Please have a look. Here we are going to understand one more interesting topic. So if I ask you very simple question, I wanted to create A1 like this, right? Integer type. Means how you are going to write this particular code? You will be writing as a list of integer. What is this? This is the list of integer. Means I will be writing in this manner. Suppose list of integer. Now remember, if you declare array list of integer, that is also fine. Or if you are creating parent reference, which is list interface, right? That is also fine. So at this moment, suppose I'm writing list of integer and this is also list of integer. But my question is, whenever you are creating this final list, what should be the type of final list? Final list also list, right? But this is list of what? You will be writing list of integer only or something else you are going to write.
Array.
Okay. So list of array, how come?
I mean, A1 is one array, A2 is other. So,
Correct. So
um,
the question is, we can't write only this now. If I say list of integer means in the final array, we are trying to store only element. Are you getting my point? So we can't write in this manner. If you want this type of list, better approach is what? You can declare in this manner. Somewhere list of integer.
oh,
Correct? So this is a new list and which is a type of list of integer where we are storing A1 list and A2 list. Correct? So somewhere in programming, this part also important to know. Okay, I will cover this part. Okay, I think whenever we are learning, in fact, API testing, in fact, Cucumber, right? That time you will be able to notice this part. What is list of integer? Okay, what is this architecture? So basically, it is a group of list. That's the reason you can define in this manner. So let's try this example, everyone. New scenario for array list again. So one more time, better, I will just open any another class and let me copy this. Yeah, and one more thing, na, we have discussed internal architecture of array list also, right? Default capacity. When you declare first time any array list, default capacity is always 10. And that is very famous interview question. So remember, let me write array list demo. And this is all about, okay, 6. And here I'm just covering certain scenarios. Let's see. Okay, great. And let me paste here that data. Okay. And now let's design our list number 1. Okay, now there is a one more part. Suppose, okay, so far we discussed how we can create a list. Generally, you can declare array list object. You can use add method and you can generate a list. But if you wanted to generate a quick list, then we can use arrays class. Okay. Using arrays class also, which is a subclass for object class. Remember, array is different and arrays is different. Okay. Arrays in Java, array in Java implemented as an object. And this is what class we have. So example, if I just write arrays dot, and there you will get one method as list. Okay. Please have a look as a list method and what is the return type of this. This method returns you list of that particular type of element, whatever type of element you will store into that method. Means if I use this and let's say I'm writing, okay, 10, 20, 30, means what type of element it is, integer. Then this will return you same type of list. Just have a look. I'm getting list of integer. So I can declare, okay, this is what? List of integer. So this is another way to create your list. Okay, everyone. And let me import list interface from Java. Done. So instead of writing array list, you can write in this manner also, which is a quick list. And then it is also simple returns you list of integer. Okay, suppose I'm writing another list. Again, arrays dot as list. And there I can define my element, let's say 40 comma 50. Correct? And now I can store it. One more time, list of integer. And then this is L2. Okay, list number 2. Now suppose I wanted to print list number 1 and list number 2. So better I will write here, okay, list 1, correct? And here let's print that L1, correct? Similarly, I'll follow same structure. Here I'm writing, okay, this is list 2. And here I'm trying to print that, which is L2. Great. So this will print both the list in the console, okay? But after this, I wanted to create new array list, right? Which is a combination of these both list. So let's declare. Either we can write array list, okay, array list of integer or array list of what? List of integer, or you can define list of integer. Let me show you. List of integer. Okay, just have a look. If I declare in this manner, okay, let me write this is my final list, right? It is equal to new. And then absolutely list interface object is not possible, but we can create an object of child class. So here I can declare list of integer. Got it? And again, what is the type? List of integer. Remember, list of integer. Let me define it. Okay, one angular, second angular, and third angular bracket. And there I can declare a constructor. Let me show you full screen. Okay, just have a look. Now let me import it. So at this moment, we are trying to create a list of integer, and see I got the error because I have added list extra. Let me remove that and then it will allow. Yes. Okay. Now this is my final list. So currently list is a parent class and array list I'm declaring as a child class. So no more list interface required because we are writing object of directly child class. Okay. At this moment, how to add? Now remember there are two ways to add. Okay. Either through constructor you can add or you can use a method. Let me show you here two ways. Okay. So using constructor, using constructor, we can add new list, or second way using add all method. Okay, there is a one more method, add all method. Using this method also you can add your list. Now let me show you how we can do that. Suppose if I try with first constructor, then you need to pass list here in the constructor. Okay, so at this moment if I say okay fine, I wanted to add here L1, but at a time, can we add two lists? Let's see. If I just say L1, right? Even I'm passing L2. So at this moment, it is not allowed because you need to declare a constructor, then only it will allow, right? If I pass only L1, now you can see at this moment what error we are getting. It says that, okay, list of integer, constructor array list of integer is undefined. Means it is asking us L1 is a type of, okay, list of integer. So it is not allow you to pass it here. Okay, let me try with method directly. Let me write, okay, fine, final list. Okay, final list dot. And see, this is the method add all where you can pass direct collection. Okay, at this moment, let me pass here L1, and this is not allowed because we have declared using arrays. Just a minute. Let me write with normal syntax. Array list of integer. Okay, and then suppose I'm trying to add here directly L1, it is equal to new. Again I'm writing array list and the same type integer. Okay, and the constructor. Let me show you in this manner. Let's say this is LL1 and this is normal list. Okay, so at this moment it is not allowing me because I'm using add all method. Let's try with normal add. Anyways, we are adding direct list. So if I follow add, yes, you can see L1 allowed. In fact, I can add L2. Okay. Let me show you this both example. What exactly I'm trying to say, please have a look. If I just write, okay, final list, yeah, final list dot add, and I'm adding L2. Okay. So why this has happened? Because at this moment, I have directly defined the type. Current list, I'm directly adding list of integer. So using simple add method also, you can add the list and here you can print your final list. Just have a look. Okay. Now let me cover here 2 points. One, if you declare list using arrays, then you can directly use add method and you can add it. Okay. So at this moment, if I run, this code will work. You will see three lists. One is the basic list one, list two, and third list will be the combination of both. Okay, just a minute. Let this. Now you can see this is list one, this is list two, and this is your combined list, final list. Got it? But now let me come to this point where we can follow constructor and add all method. For this, we need array list only. Okay, this is not applicable for arrays list. So better I will do what? I will create here, okay, one more list. Let's say this is why list one. And here, let me add some element. Example, list one dot add. And I'm adding here, okay, 10. Or let's do one thing, 100. This time, let me change the number 100. Let me write again list one dot add. Let's say 200. Okay. List one dot add and let me add 300. So I have inserted some element. If you try to print list 1, you will able to see, okay, this is array list 1, better array list 1, then absolutely this array list 1 you will be able to print using list this particular object, correct? Similarly, now what I wanted to do, this array list I wanted to include, okay, in my new list. How we can do that? Suppose I have created one list. Let me create one more. Let me copy, and for time permits, like for time being, I'm just copying it, and let me update quickly. So it's 400. Let's say this is 500. This is 600, right? Now you can see this is my list number 2. Let me print array list 2, and this is array list 2. Great. So now we have two lists. How we can add this array list? Now let's declare. I can write array list of this time. What type of list it is? It is just plain integer list, correct? So I can say array list of integer. Then I will declare in this manner. If I just write a normal type, okay, this is my array list of integer. This is list 3. It is equal to new. And then let me write array list of integer. Now please have a look. In this constructor, if I pass, okay, list 1, then what happen? The current array list, if it is the same type, right? See, it is allowed. Previously, list interface, I mean arrays class list, we can't pass here. But now it is array list type only. Then I can pass it here in the constructor. And then what happen? This list will be added. Means very first I will get the result 100, 200 and 300. And after that, let me show you how to add a second list using method. Because at a time, let's see, if I pass here list 2, right? This is not allowed. One argument at a time you can pass, but two arguments you can't pass. So better I will show you second list how we can add. So you have to just write list 3 dot. Here you can take that add all method and we can pass our second list. Are you getting my point? So using constructor and using add all method, if you have array list, then you can easily pass. So let me add this point here. Okay. So using constructor and using add all method, we can create that third list. And now guys, my list number 3, which is ready. So just have a look. If I just print list number 3, and if I run this code, you will able to see both the structure. Got it? See, this is for array list. Okay, and we are not printing array list, I guess. List 1. Okay, let me add list 2. That's the reason we got empty, correct? Let me save it and let me run it again. So we haven't updated that object, and now you can see this is list 1, this is list 2, and this is your final list, which you are able to see. Correct now? So this is what final list we are trying to print. And I think there is one more statement. Yeah, final list. Let me cut this line and let me keep it here before this list. Okay. So clear both the way. Either you can declare in this format, arrays list, and you can write in this format, right? And then you can directly add the list. What is the second rule? Either you can create two array lists, and if you wanted to merge it, then either you can follow constructor or you can follow your list number. I mean this method. Let's say if I wanted to add some elements in list 3, is it possible? Yes, everyone. Please look at the screen. Suppose I'm trying to add some external element, right? Which is not a part of any list. Let's say I'm writing here 800, okay? And then I wanted to add one more. List 3 dot again add, let's say 900. This is possible, okay? Now what will be the final list? Please remember list 1 element first, 100, 200, 300. Then you will get list 2 element. 400, 500, 600. And then it's a order collection. That's the reason whatever you are trying to add, in the same way, you will see the result. So 800, 900 will be added at the last. And you can see this is your complete list. Got it? So either you can directly add it or you can add with the method that is also allowed. So remember, these are the basic interview questions like how you can create a two particular list and how you can add it, right? So they might ask you using directly array list or list. Then you have to remember this. These are the two ways that you can follow. Either using arrays class, you can try in this manner, or if you wanted to do, you can directly perform in this manner. Both the ways are correct way. So this is all about array list. Okay, only one interface, and we have discussed only one method. I mean one class, which is array list. But please have a look few points. So guys, list is a child interface for collection interface. And this interface we can implement using three classes. One is ArrayList, which we have seen. Second is vector, because ArrayList and vector, they actually develop for the same reason, just to implement same data structure, dynamic array. But there is a difference in vector and ArrayList, okay? Difference in the term of, like, ArrayList is not at all synchronization class, but vector is synchronized. Means at a time vector can handle only one process. Okay. And then there is another class which is called linked list. So when it comes to the method, these are the common method. We have seen, right? Add, remove, size method. Then sublist we haven't seen, right? If you wanted to create any sublist, just provide from index and to index, and you will get that separate list. Then you can have index of equals, get, is empty, contains, and even to array, which we have already seen. Whatever elements are there in the array, that element you will get in a simple same order, right? If you follow to array. Now, these are the common method. And if you can see, this is the array list documentation. Remember, in array list, when we can follow array list, what is the solution? I mean, see, if you wanted to create a list, right? There is another famous question people might ask: when to go with array list, when to select linked list. So array list is first of all dynamic data structure, and it is used for what? Just to implement dynamic array. But guys, when you guys are going to follow, please remember it needs lot of shifting. If you try to remove any element, right, internally it will take some time to shift it. So in general, if you just wanted to, let's say, retrieve the element from the list, then we can use array list. Generally, for creation of the element, or let's say deletion of the element, we don't prefer array list. So remember one line: whenever you wanted to retrieve any elements from the list, then we can follow array list data structure. Okay, that is the one more interesting point to be remember. And here I have mentioned that particular point, okay, how array list dynamically grows. So we know that initially you will get only 10 locations, but then once you try to insert anything, remove anything, at that time it will create some extra location, and then it is growable in nature. Okay. But remember, we can follow it only for whenever you just wanted to retrieve the element from the list. And then guys, now we are going to discuss linked list. But before linked list, let me cover, okay, vector, this part. So what is vector and what is array list? Okay, what is similarity in both the data structure? Remember, vector is also separate class and which implement list interface. But this class is completely synchronized class, thread safe. Thread safe means at a time only one process it will handle. You can see how the array list is growing. If you remember 50%, right? Means total size is 10. Agree, total size is 10. Now, if you wanted to insert new element, what the formula we have learned yesterday, what it will do, it will just divide 10 by 2, correct? Means total size of that list divided by 2, and you will get what? 5 extra position. Means every time 50-50% it will just grow. Clear? But when it comes to vector, it will grow 100%. So performance wise, it is having slow performance, and ArrayList is having high performance, because if we are just 50-50%, you are increasing that size of list and you can insert the element. So few differences I have mentioned here that you need to understand how to use this particular vector and in fact ArrayList. But let me show you practically. Okay. How you can declare vector and why vector. So generally we don't follow vector in automation, but still, as it is a part of list interface, so I'm covering at least one example. So let's understand what is vector. Okay, vector demo. Let me take main function and just key point to remember. First line. Okay, first important line is what is vector. So vector is class. Okay, implement. Remember, implement same list interface only. Okay, so all the rules are applicable for vector also. Then vector is like underlying data structure, better. Underlying data structure is, means for what purpose generally we use vector. Okay, so underlying data structure is dynamic array. Remember, for dynamic array only we are using vector. Okay, so underlying data structure is dynamic array. Clear? Then second point, vector is synchronized. Okay, so vector is synchronized. And because of this reason, okay, performance is quite slow. Okay, performance is quite slow. Let me write performance is slow. And that's the reason we don't follow vector in real time. But still, if you really wanted to understand how exactly we can use it, so let me show you. Let's say I'm creating, okay, everything process, everything remains same. Example, I'm writing here vector. So vector, absolutely same type, means you need to declare as a generic. Okay. Let's say this is V1. Object name is V1. It is equal to new and I'm creating constructor vector, and this is the constructor of the same generic type. Let me declare a type again as a integer. Great. So let me save it. And then guys, what we are going to do is okay, integer. Let's import vector from java.util package. Okay, all the classes coming from same package. Now methods also same. Means at this point, if I try to test that, okay, whether vector is empty, let me check is list is empty. Then you can apply that particular method is empty method. Then I will write, okay, vm dot v1 dot what is empty. Correct. And if it is really empty, you will see the true result. At this moment, yes, it is empty. Let's say you will try in this manner also. Means you can write a logic in this manner also. If I put the condition, if v1 dot, let's say is empty. Means if it is true, then I wanted to insert the element. Yes, v1 dot add, and then I can insert the element. Now this is an integer type of element. And yes, all the rules are same. We can insert duplicate elements also. We can insert, okay, all the element and it is in the order collection. So that means whatever element you will insert in the same order, it will return the data. Correct. So let me add, and let me add suppose one more element. Okay, so these are the elements I have added. After that, again, I'm writing the same statement. So after adding elements, okay, elements is vector empty, right? Let me test it. Is vector empty? So absolutely how you guys are going to test it? You need to just apply the method. So I'm writing here same method. V1 dot is empty. Okay, let's have a look. Done. And let me show you with the full screen. Then guys, I wanted to test total number of elements. Then you can have size method. So total elements, better total elements, I can test with v1 dot size method. Then suppose you wanted to search any specific element. You can do that using contains method. Remember. So example, search for, let's say 50. Okay, I'm looking for 50, which is not there in the list. But how you will test it? Using contains method. So just you need to write v1 dot contains. And here I'm writing that 50. Which object I'm looking for? 50 object. And then suppose the rest of the part remains same. It is order based. So it is based on indexing. Let's say if you wanted to add any extra element into vector, that is also possible. How you guys are going to add? So we can follow this method, add with indexing, correct? Let's say at 0th position or any other position also you can add. So I wanted to add 88. Okay. And then I wanted to print that list v1. And here also after adding, I'm trying to print that list. So let's see. If I run this code, you are able to see the vector, which is ready. So vector also dynamic in nature. But what is the point? Vector growth 100%. Performance wise, it is little bit slow, right? Than array list. In fact, vector is synchronized class. Means at a time only one process we are able to handle. And that's the reason this we don't follow in the real time. Generally, every data structure we don't use in automation. But still, it is important topic to know. People might ask you difference between array list and vector. Then remember, there is a difference with respect to data structure. Internally, both will help you to achieve dynamic array only, but array list in different way and vector in the different way, right? And performance also you can compare, where you can use array list for single user application. Somewhere for multiple user application, we can follow the vector, right? How come it is a thread safe? So generally, if any class, they generally follow one single process, then only at a time, then only we can call it as synchronize or thread safe. Anyways, on threading, I will be taking one session. So you will understand this part. Okay, how come it is thread safe and how come it is not a thread safe class. But internally, this is the point that you need to remember. So guys, two key points quickly remember. Array list and vector both follow same data structure, dynamic array. Okay. And just to implement dynamic array, if anybody asks you which one is better, absolutely array list is always better to implement dynamic array rather than vector. Clear? And because of these points, array list is very popular. But there is a one more part. Now, if I ask you for what purpose array list we follow, what is the main purpose? Then yes, you can remember generally for data retrieval, array list is best. Whenever you have a list and you wanted to retrieve the element from that list, array list is always best choice. Okay. So remember these points related to this particular data structure. Okay. Now, when it comes to the array list and vector, there is one more class which implement list interface, and that is all about linked list. Now, anyone have any idea what is linked list? Have you like heard previously this topic? Maybe name is aware. Hmm? What is linked list? Okay, let me tell you, this is another data structure. Okay. Generally, what is linked list? Let me explain. Okay. Now, please consider. This is your computer system, memory. Okay. And in the memory, what happened? Few spaces are occupied and few spaces are what? Empty. So let's consider these are the occupied spaces and I have few spaces which are empty. And every memory have its own address, correct? Let's say this is 1010, then this is 1011, then this is 1012. Let me just write random 1013, 1014, 1015, okay, 1016, 1017 and 1018. Done. We can call these addresses as a offset. Remember, these are the technical terms. Offset also you can read or you can read as a memory address. Now, what exactly this data structure is all about? Here we can create a dynamic list. That is fine. But linked list means what? Generally, we are able to implement our data or object in the form of node structure. Means I wanted to create list of three elements, 10, 20, 30. How this data structure will implement it? So linked list will design in the form of node. Now, what does mean by node? Everyone. Node it is created means it is a memory where it is partitioned into two part. One memory partitioned into two part. One is for data. Okay, in first section you will keep your data means your object, and in second you have to keep memory address, or I will say address of next element. Remember, this is the node structure. So usually if you follow this data structure, you will be maintaining some node structure and you are creating that list. Okay. But first node, okay, first node always consider as a head node. Remember. And what the head node will contain? Head node will contain address of the first node or first element. Means I wanted to store 10, right? But where? Exactly in this memory where you are going to store that address you need to keep inside the head node. So example, if I can start in this manner, just have a look. Suppose I have designed a head node and I know that, okay, this is the empty space. Then I can declare a data, I mean, as an offset 10 10. And here I will create a first node where the data is 10. That's it. This is how the node structure is implemented. Now what happens? This node is divided into two parts, right? We have maintained our object, but what is next we need? Address of a next empty location. Means where we can store next element. So let's say whenever you write in this manner, internally at this location, 10 will be stored. Then I wanted to store 30, suppose. Second number is 30. How I can store it? Again, we need an empty position next. And that address you can keep it here. And then you can generate one more node. And there you can store 30. Means at this address, this data is available. Great. Then 30 will be stored here. Next, it will check, okay, one more element is there. Check the empty position and it will take that entry. Okay, 1014. And there it will create a new node. It will keep a data. After this, if there are no more elements, then it will keep null. So first point, this is basic linked list structure, which is called singly linked list. So in data structure, linked list is also dynamic in nature, where you can create a list of element with respect to node structure. So it is very special. Now, how we can implement this? That is another question. Because Java is a platform independent language. We don't have anything work related to memory. We don't need to worry about the memory address and all. Then how you guys are going to maintain the address of the node or address of that element? Let me tell you everyone, if such a logic, if you try to implement into C and C++ programming language, there you can set, there you can save address. Because in C and C++ we have very interesting topic, pointers. Okay? Pointers are special variable which can store address of the element. But what about Java? Java is not dependent language. It is platform independent. And let me tell you, Java doesn't support pointer. Means we don't have a pointer type of variable in Java where you can store this memory address. Now the question is, then how exactly we are able to create a linked list? So Java developers are very smart. What they did, this entire logic they have implemented into linked list class. And they're asking you, okay, if you really wanted to design any linked list, no need to follow this algorithm, how internally it is working. Just declare a class and use a method, and using method you can design your particular linked list. So in Java, this process is very, very simple. We are just declaring class, its object we are creating, and we are declaring, adding the element, and we are printing it. And your list will be empty. I mean, list will be ready. But not in this manner, okay? This is internally available. But people will ask you, what is this algorithm? There you need to explain this. How linked list work internally? The linked list has a node structure. In first position, we can maintain that object. And second position is element address of next, right? Next element address. Then this is singly linked list because we are able to travel in one direction only. How we are creating linked list? We are creating in one direction only. So it is called singly linked list. But there are three types: singly, doubly, and circular. Now let me explain that part. But before that, are you clear with the algorithm how it is internally working? So whenever you wanted to create any list, now we are not following this algorithm. Instead of this, we have a class. Using linked list class, you can easily implement this list. But internal process remains same. Okay? We need head node, then we can keep another address of that node, and then we can maintain the multiple nodes as per your element. This is for single, okay? But let me show you. There are three types of linked list available. Now, why types also important to know? Because every class based on certain data structure. So question is, linked list class based on which structure? So there is a doubly linked list structure. Based on that, linked list is developed. So please have a look. When I say singly linked list, right? Singly linked list means in one direction only we are able to travel. So we need this structure. Head node. Then from head node, we can just have that node and where we can maintain our data and address of next element. Depends or depends on element, whatever number of element you are having. So this is, let's say, first address. If I just write 1000, here I'm having 10. Then suppose at 2000 location, I'm having 20. At 3000 location, I'm having 30. This is how the linked list will be ready. But here we can travel from only one node to one node, right? So it is single. When you said doubly linked list, okay? So doubly linked list structure is different. We have node which is partitioned into three parts. Remember, okay? Middle part where you can keep your data. Let's say my first element is 10 only. Then I will enter here. Before that, what is the area? Here we can enter address of previous element, and here we can enter address of next element. Means we have previous element address and we have next element address to store. Let's say 10 is available on 1000 position, then I can write a address as a 1000, and then next element address is 2000. So with this address, we can travel to second number node. But guys, second number node can travel to first node also. Reverse. How? Here again, same structure. Object, right? Previous node address, next node address. Correct? Means if element is 20, previous element address is what? 1000. Then we can travel in this manner. Got it? So means 20 to 1000, 20 to 10, and 10 to 20. Possible. Then I will keep address of next element, 3000. And there we can create third element, which is 30. What 30 can store? If there is another element, next element address, then only we can store, otherwise it will be null. Clear? Otherwise, 30 can store address of previous element, means 2000. So 30 can travel in both the direction. Got it? So this structure called doubly linked list, where you can travel in both the direction. Okay? And third type, everyone, which is circular. Circular means it's like a circle. Okay? Same structure. Let me design three nodes, I mean three areas, and how it travels. No, please have a look. Instead of keeping address of next element here at the last, right, it will keep address of first element, means from here to here it will travel. And then you can travel in this manner also, from first to last element. Whenever this structure you will design, this is called circular linked list. But this is, I have just explained to you because internally when you follow in Java, linked list, linked list class, this class is completely based on doubly linked list architecture. Means both the way we can travel. Here, inserting element, even deleting element, it is very faster than array list. Remember, guys. So, what is the main purpose of linked list when we follow? Whenever you wanted to perform insert and delete element operation, then only you can use linked list. Because inserting, deleting, if you try in array list need lot of shifting, and that's the reason it is quite difficult. So remember comparison between ArrayList and linked list. First point, ArrayList data structure is dynamic array. Linked list is based on doubly linked list. Okay. Second point, ArrayList is suitable whenever data retrieval we wanted to do. Means just list is there and we want to fetch the data from that list. Then it is okay. But in my list, I wanted to insert new element. I wanted to delete some element. There we can follow linked list class. Clear? So you just need to remember the type and where we can apply this linked list. Okay, this is internal thing, how the linked list work. But please have a look. Now, what points you need to remember? So in Java, as I told you, it is not at all platform dependent. So we don't need to worry about pointer and memory space and all. But they have provided you direct class and they're asking you just use a class, add an element, and you can just use it. So generally you can see linked list or list implementation where the element are linked with each other using pointer. Just have a look. Internally, pointer concept is required, right? But Java doesn't support pointer. So that's the reason do not worry about the pointer part. But how it is working? So yes, we can have duplicate element because of list interface. Insertion also order, order collection, right? Because of list interface. It is also like array list, non-synchronized only. And manipulation is quite fast because here we don't need any shifting. If you wanted to add any element, just add like a node. That's the reason it is quite easy. So there are two types declaration you can see, singly linked list and doubly linked list. Singly means we can travel in one direction only. Correct? Doubly means you can see we are able to travel in both the direction. Correct now everyone? In both the direction we are able to travel. So this is what generally we can add and remove the element from both the end. And here we can add and remove the element only from one end. Okay, so it is called singly linked list. Now, question is how we can implement it. So the point is, we need to use direct class. Let me show you example first. Okay, if I create linked list. And remember, whenever you are writing here, right, just add example or a demo. So let me write linked list demo 1 and let me create a main function. And this is important. So let me add some document. First of all, linked list is class. Okay. Implement list interface. So all the rules are same. Again, underline data structure means mainly it is based on what? So underline data structure is, remember, doubly linked list. Okay, doubly linked list. And third point is it is order collection. Yes, it is order collection. Even duplication allowed. Duplication allowed. And remember the node structure. It adds element as per node. As per node. And let me write here node structure. What is the node structure? Usually node means there are two partition where we can maintain data, and second is address of address of next element. Okay. When it comes to doubly, then structure will be in this manner. We can maintain here, okay, address of first, or I will say previous node. Clear? And then we can travel in this manner. Let me save. Okay, and one more point. So, what I can say, frequent operation, better. Frequent operation. So, frequent operation is data insertion. Okay, data insertion and deletion. Means if you wanted to delete any data or if you wanted to insert any data, then only linked list is suitable. But let me add this point in ArrayList also. So if I come to the ArrayList demo, let me add it here. What is the frequent operation of ArrayList? Frequent operation of ArrayList is data, okay, retrieval. Let me write here IEVEL. Okay, generally retrieval. Whenever you wanted to retrieve the data, there we can use ArrayList. So let me update in every document, because this point you need to remember when to go with ArrayList, when to go with linked list. Okay. See, in product-based organization, data structure is very common topic for interview purpose. Okay. They will ask you a lot of questions on this, but at least remember the basic, how exactly we can travel, right? So if time permits, I will be, trying to cover some data structure point also, but definitely you need to understand in this manner. Mainly I will be trying to implement the recording sessions for the YouTube, and there you will get the data structure knowledge for testing. Okay, so very soon you will get that. But yes, this is how you need to understand first of all in Java, and then same data structure, time complexity and all that point also I will cover, and then I will share that entire recording sessions with you. Okay, fine. So data retrieval for array list and data insertion and deletion for the linked list. Okay, fine. How to declare? Please have a look. So address of previous element. Now, how we can start with the code? They are asking you directly create an object. No need to worry about node and anything. Just create an object. Let's say linked list L1, it is equal to new. And again, I'm writing linked list constructor. But guys, one more point. Declare generic type. So I'm writing here generic list. Let me define the type here too. So this is again my integer type of list. And let me import linked list from java.util package. Great. Now everything remains same. Example, if I try here, if L1 is empty, correct? If this list is empty, I wanted to add the element. Great. L1 dot add, and I can add that element. Let's say I'm adding 100. Then I'm adding, let's say 200. Correct? L1 dot add, I'm adding 300. Okay. Let me write L1 dot add. Let's say 400. So few data we can insert as a duplicate data. Let me add 400 again. Fine. And then I'm testing here is list empty. Same rule, same method. Okay. Absolutely list is not empty. Then I'm writing is empty method, and which will return you result as a false. Okay. At this moment, I wanted to test, okay, size. Then I will write total elements are, and here I'm writing L1 dot size. But guys, let me show you. Rest of the method are same, right? But because of linked list and it follows doubly linked list structure, we have some extra method. Let's say, first of all, I'm trying to show you this list. Okay, so if I run this, how this code is working and you are able to see the result. Let's see. So I'm getting this is my list and which is having this element. Now what I wanted to do, there is one more method you will find out, which is all about, okay, add, add first and add last. Can you see that? These two methods are not there in array list. Means here, at any particular position, we can insert the element, right? So they are giving you two special methods. Add first method means immediately you wanted to add at first position anything, plus you wanted to add anything at the last position. That is also possible and you can add. For example, these numbers, I'm trying to add at first and last position. And then I'm trying to print that list. Okay. Then you can see the result. If I run, if I run this, I'm getting this particular list. Means first and last position also we can insert in the linked list. So these two methods are there extra, which is not there in array list. Remember, because internally it works based on the node structure. Another point is, let's say I'm looking for certain element. Okay. So let's say search for 200. This time I'm writing 200 object. Then again common method L1 dot contains, and there you can search for 200. Clear? If 200 is present, you will get true. Otherwise, you will get false. Similarly, if I wanted to remove any element, again, as per the indexing, you can remove all the list interface classes. You can simple perform operation based on indexing. So what I can do, I wanted to remove any element, right? Then I will write remove. There you can pass index option. So what index value you wanted to remove? Let's say I'm writing fourth position. When I say fourth position, what will be the element first? Let's have a look. If I run again and if I print L1, so before that, let me show you previous list. This is what our previous list, right? When I say fourth position means 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Means 1 400 will be removed. Correct? And then you should get the result. Only one time 400 should be there in the list. And perfect. You can see. Here 200 found, and yes, 400 got removed from that particular list. And this is how you can apply remove method, okay, empty method, size method, clear method. If you wanted to clear the list, that is also possible. In fact, at any position you wanted to add any element, that is also possible. One more time I'm writing suppose 0th position and I wanted to add this 55. Yes, possible, correct? If you try to print L1, you will see that list. Means these classes are ready made and internally it has implemented those algorithms. So you don't need to worry about how the algorithm is working. You just need to understand the concept that whenever you wanted to design a linked list, then in Java, we have a direct class available, linked list class. Just declare a linked list object and you can insert the element and you can add the element into that list. Okay, these are the points only you need to remember. So we are not implementing any algorithm here. Everything is internally implemented within this class. Okay, so no need to worry about the algorithm part. But if anyone asks you what is linked list, then you need to explain this particular data structure, how linked list is working. So what's the basic difference? Just have a look. Very first, both are classes, okay? And both implement same interface, list interface. Okay. So it implement list as an array and it implement doubly linked list. The first important point related to data structure is what? Array list is based on dynamic array, but linked list is based on doubly linked list. Array list provide random access, but there in linked list we don't have random access. We need to travel to that particular element. Means if you want any element to be fetched, you need to travel to that element and then only you can fetch that data. Here insertion removal required lot of shifting. But here in the linked list, we don't need any shifting. So please understand whenever you wanted to insert any element or delete any element, we follow linked list. But suppose if I wanted to retrieve the element from the list, then only we can follow array list. So here it is written that needs to resize when out of space, but nodes are allocated and removed as necessary. So absolutely in array list also. By default, you will get 10 location, right? Then it is growable in nature. But again, it has to be resized. Okay, whenever there is, it is array list is out of space. But here, if you talk about linked list, nodes, every time whatever you wanted to add, new node will be created. So there is no problem related to memory and space. Okay, it is easily we can add. We don't need any default size for linked list and all because it depends how many number of nodes you wanted to add. Clear? But in array list, we have a default capacity which is 10. Only 10 element initially we can add, but if you wanted to add something more, yes, in that case we can resize it. We can create a new array list, okay, or we can just use that particular formula, right? Automatically it will again calculate and you will get 50% growth in that array list. Clear? So these are the basic point which you need to focus. So here, if you just observe, three classes we have seen: ArrayList, vector, and linked list. Okay, one more point. How I can iterate linked list? Is it something different way we need to follow? No, guys, same. Either you can print that object or you can follow what? Same technique. All the loop, for loop, iterator method, or for each loop. Everything remains same. Means if I can add here that point, okay, iteration. Let's see. Iteration using first for loop. So how we can do iteration as this at this moment? If you write a simple for loop, then you will be writing in this manner. For integer, I should start with 0. I should be less than what? That L1 dot size. Correct? And then I'm writing I plus plus. Now, how to print that element? Here we can use L1 dot get method, and there we can print index value. So this loop will help you to get the element as per the indexing, and it will print in the console. Let's see. So first iteration technique working fine. Yes. And we are able to see that loop, right? Okay. After this last statement is this part, right? Let me keep it at the beginning. So before iteration, I'm trying to print the previous list. Now see the result one more time. So now this is our main list, iteration using for loop, and this is using iteration using that directly object. Now the second way, let's apply for each loop. How to apply for each loop? Just you need a type to be defined. Means I'm writing here on the next line, see for, I'm writing current list is integer type, correct? So let's declare integer I colon, and I'm passing L1 to I. That's it. And there we can print that ith variable. So this loop will iterate and you will get a same result. Let's see. So again, I'm running as a Java application and see, this is what another linked list which is ready. And now let me create with the third way, which is iterator. So this is not a loop. This is method, iterator method. Okay. How we can apply using iterator method? This is a part of collection, right? So you can directly apply using object L1 dot iterator. And this iterator returns you iterator interface object. To declare it, iterator interface object. And same process, integer. Okay, that let me write IR. Let me import iterator interface from Java, java.util package. Then I will put the condition while, means if we are not sure how many elements are there, we can follow while loop. So while iterator has next element, okay, till the time I just wanted to iterate. So IR dot next method. Okay, we can follow next method. That's it. And let's run it. And here you can see the result. Perfect. So guys, techniques for iteration and all, everything remains same. Okay, we don't have any difference here. But internally, where is the difference? Internally, with respect to data structure, we have a difference. So try to understand concept and please do practice. I'll do one thing. I'll share some questions on this topic. Try to implement your array list and linked list for the same. And then we will continue tomorrow. I mean, in next session, our set interface. Okay, because again, set is important to know. So in set, okay, collections, I will show you this class also. And then we will talk about set. And in set also, I will be covering three classes. Has set, which is important, tree set, and tree set and linked has set. And then we will talk about one more last topic, which is map. So all these interfaces important to know. And then only you can start with automation testing. Fine? Great. Please do practice, everyone. And those wanted to attend weekend batch also, please continue with weekend batch also. If you get a chance, just join with the same link at the time, same 9:30 a.m. and you can continue. Okay, if you wanted to repeat the topics. Fine. I hope it is clear. Any questions so far? Okay. Let's stop the session then and we will continue from Monday, right? Bye bye, everyone. Take care. Have a nice weekend.
Have a nice weekend.